Paula P works here. So E3 season is upon us. Well, at least it used to be E3 season. It's now more so Summer Games Fest season. And Sony and Microsoft had their PlayStation and Xbox showcases recently. And I have to say, if you are a PlayStation fan, I am sorry. I'm so very sorry, because PlayStation could be cooked. They most certainly could be cooked, because I watched the PlayStation showcase and they don't really seem to have a whole lot of stuff. There's Phantom Blade Zero, which looks good. There's Silent Hill 2 remake, which is cool, but not much else unless you're really depending on Astro to be something, which, to be fair, Astro looks immaculate. Astro looks great. I don't know if that's a system seller, but it is a palate cleanser amongst the sea of realism that they have on display. And of course, God of War Ragnarok is coming to PC, which is the theme I see going on recently with Sony. And that's not too surprising, because there was a statement taken by Sony president Hikori Totoki way back in February, and he said, in the past we wanted to popularize the console, but there is a synergy to it. So if you have strong first-party content, not only with our console, but also other platforms like computers, first-party can grow with multi-platforms, and that can help operating profit to improve. So what that meant at the time was that Sony games would be going to PC. And you see this with Horizon, Ghost of Tsushima, and then you saw it with God of War, and now God of War Ragnarok. That made a lot of sense. But I think the statement is more complex than what we thought, because during Summer's Games Fest, not Sony's State of Play, not their own show, but at Summer's Games Fest, we see that Horizon Zero Dawn is getting a Lego variant of its game. I think it's both games from the looks of it. But not only is it going to be on Sony platform, not only is it going to be on PC, but it's coming to Nintendo Switch. And this isn't a side game, despite its nature. No. Everyone who was involved with Horizon Zero Dawn is involved in this Lego variant. So a first-party PlayStation exclusive is, in a way, going to a Nintendo console. This is unprecedented. This has never happened before in this way, because Horizon Zero Dawn was a flagship title meant to push Sony platforms like the PS4 and now recently the PS5, but now it's coming to a Nintendo console. I think they're cooked, which is funny, because remember back in the day everyone was goofing on the Wii U? I'm just saying, it's interesting, because this says to me that this is going to become a regular thing, because I think what a lot of people are saying is that this is just a Lego game. It doesn't matter. I think this is the beginning of the end for PlayStation games being solely exclusive on PlayStation. And I don't think it's just going to be a PC thing. Not saying they'll come to Xbox, not saying that exactly, but I think you're going to start seeing more and more PlayStation exclusive games end up on Nintendo consoles. Because if all these rumors are even remotely true about the Super Switch or the Switch 2, this probably means that, well, it's going to be as powerful as the PS4, which means it can run PlayStation 5 games, because PlayStation 5 games, for the most part, are just scaled up PlayStation 4 games. So that's that. But moving on to Xbox's conference. Xbox's conference was actually very good. I can't believe they made Medieval Doom and it's just Doom Skyrim. This is killer, bro. He looks immaculate. Look at the boy. Look at the boy. But I digress. Moving on. Now with them, I gotta be honest with you, seeing as how Xbox is owned by Microsoft. Microsoft owns Windows. Windows is what basically everyone in the world uses. But yeah, it makes more sense for games on Xbox to come to PC. And I have to say, one of the games that stood out in Xbox's showcase was South of Midnight. I thought that was a tech demo. I didn't think that was real. I didn't think it was real when it first came out, like last year when they started showing it. But no, they showed gameplay, which was a big theme of the entire conference. They showed gameplay for basically everything, which is not something that was too common at Sony's conference. So I'm happy that they decided to show games. And for the first time in forever since the Xbox 360, they seem to be back in fighting shape. They even showed off Gears, which Gears, to be fair, had a cinematic trailer, but the fact that Gears exists is cool. I'm glad these things are back. And Fable, my beloved, is back. Now, Fable, I don't know where it's going to go. I'm interested. But a thing I noticed with Fable, and it's the same thing I noticed with Perfect Dark coming back, which is a thing, and what I noticed with the Silent Hill 2 remake in Sony's conference is that there's this weird theme of giving female characters these really puffy faces. And I don't know what it's about, because when Silent Hill popped off for Sony's conference, for example, I thought something was off about Angela. And I'm like, well, maybe it's because this is a PlayStation 5 game, you know, Silent Hill 2 came out on PS2, maybe I'm misremembering. I look back and not looking great. It's not even like realistic. She looks nearly disproportionate now. It's very odd. And then during Xbox's conference with Joanna Dark in the new Perfect Dark game, I had to listen to them say Joanna Dark, because when they revealed her face for the first time, I didn't know who that was. But then I connected the dots, like, oh, right, because she was Ginger in the Xbox 360 game. But she looks very, very strong, very, very round, which is odd because she didn't look like that back in the day. So I don't know what the theme is. And then too, the thing about Fable, which I don't know if people have ever played Fable before, but in Fable, you could not create your character at the start. Your character is shaped by the experiences that happen in the game. Now, is this new Fable going to be like that? I don't know. But a lot of people were saying that Fable had a character customization bit, and I think when they say that, they want to think that it works like, say, the Elder Scrolls games, which Elder Scrolls Online was at Xbox's conference. I'm glad they're still working with that, and there's some news for people who like to play Fallout 76. I'm glad you all have something that's cool. But getting back to Fable, it's interesting that people think that about Fable, because the female lead that they're showing off at the start is how she's going to look, okay? Now, the experiences of the game may shape how she looks, but for the most part, this is what you get. This was the case in Fable 2 and in Fable 3 when you got to play as a female character. And this was the case with Fable, the first game, when the character was default male. So, is she unattractive? A little, yeah, she is. And she has the same very weirdly androgynous kind of masculine feel to her. And I don't know why this is a theme in multiple games now. It's very odd, it's very strange. But overall, getting back to the positive, the Xbox conference was very good. And if you are an Xbox fan or have an Xbox, or are a user of Game Pass, because a lot of things come out day one on Game Pass, you are in luck because there's a lot that they're offering. And with that being said, give me your thoughts.